There has been so much going on behind the scenes. I can't wait to share with you because tomorrow, at the time of this recording, I'm going to be getting on a plane to go to my favorite city in the whole entire world, Paris, France. It is the start of my summer Europe trip. Ever since my husband quit his job, we've spent every summer in Europe. It's just one of my favorite places to be. But this trip is extra special because we are leading the Thought Leader Mastermind for an in-person experience in Paris. It's the first time I'm taking something that I've been doing in Zoom and actually putting it in a global stage beyond just a retreat. And I can't even begin to tell you, like, the incredible women and men who are joining me on this special experience in Paris. The thing that I often do is hold back a little bit of what goes behind closed doors in my world. You know, like you have a personal brand, you're a marketer, you're a podcaster, you love talking about the alcohol-free lifestyle, you love talking about, changing your beliefs and becoming an entrepreneur and all this kind of stuff. But I feel like some of the really juicy stuff that happens in my life doesn't necessarily always have an avenue. So I kind of wanted to do a podcast episode just to catch you up what's new, what's coming up for me, and how I will be having just such an exciting experience this summer. And, going back to last week's episode about making your summer more wild, more juicy, I hope that you can get some really good ideas from this experience as well, and what it looks like to create the experiences that you wish you had. So at the time of this podcast being out, I'm already going to be in Europe, but as I'm recording it, I'm still at home. So be sure to tune in. I'm going to be sharing my entire Europe trip on my Instagram at euphoric.af. Make sure you do tune in. If you love that vintage European feel, if you love beaches, if you love like delicious Mediterranean food, you want to be able to tune in. And if you're traveling somewhere this summer, I hope you have an amazing, incredible time as well. So not only am I doing my Europe trip that I just adore so much, I am European technically with immigrant parents from Poland, and I just feel so at home there, and I just love summertime there. There's nothing like a summer in Europe. Like when the pandemic happened and Europe basically closed doors, I got really sad, and it really discombobulated me to be like, whoa, my favorite place in the world is off limits. Like, you're just actually not allowed to go. What if this continues? What if one day, it's not even going to be an option to travel there, or there's wars or something crazy, Like, we got to seize life when we have it. We got to go have these experiences. It's not just something you can always save for later, right? But what we're really doing that's special is I'm flying to Paris first to lead our inaugural Thought Leader Mastermind. Now, I have not been doing a good job sharing what's been happening behind the scenes because this program is the first time I've run it. It started in January, and it is a space for the next generation of thought leaders. So we have been bringing in coaches and service providers and people who have been, really trying to grow something, who want to take it to the next level of income and impact. And Thought Leader is this really beautiful concept where you start positioning yourself as a thought leader in the real world, where you don't just try to make it big going viral on Instagram or only do online stuff, but you actually make big moves in the real world. And then the marketplace has a chance to respond to you and to see you as a thought leader, and the clients and the income and the impact just get more and more and more and more and more. So we basically focused our thought leader marketing on so many different avenues of what it looks like to show up. And if you and I are, not sure what the definition of a thought leader is, think of your Tony Robbins, think of your Brene Browns, think of your Brendan Burchards, think of your Mel Robbins, think of the people who've actually built these huge movements and really made a name for themselves as an expert in their fields. Now, if you had a chance to work with any of those people I just mentioned, like for a pretty affordable rate, like wouldn't you jump at it? And that's the thing that you do when you position yourself as a thought leader. You give opportunity to people to work with you essentially, like before you've made it to the Oprah status, the Oprah level. But you start positioning yourself like that already. You start really disrupting the industry. You start really making your marketing a spectacle. You make irresistible offers. You do in-person experiences, which I'm going to talk about just shortly. And you get on stages and you write books. Like, that's what thought leaders are. They're making big moves in the real world, not just playing around online. And I think that that's what really sets you apart from being an ordinary coach, is that you're able to take things to the next level and you do make these big moves, and the income, the opportunities, the impact, like it all starts responding around you. And this is just a concept that I'm obsessed with because it's done such magic for my career. I really stepped into my thought leadership around 2019, 2020. Just starting to, obviously every year I step into it more, hopefully, But, you know, I was just really warming up to the idea then and started positioning myself like that. And it's no secret that that's what led to my first 6-figure year. You know what I mean? And before I stepped in that thought leader identity, you know, I was just kind of playing around and wearing cardigans and being this little like cute version of me and you know, not making selling something that I do so beautifully and masterfully and so subconsciously as well. It was just something I kind of danced around. Because if you're an entrepreneur with an incredible service, an incredible product or program that's going to change people's lives, you have to learn to sell it. Otherwise, it's not going to do the change that you want it to. And so, you know, in a gist, the program is something that really elevates you into the thought leader that you want to be. And we literally teach you how to create a speech and get on stages. We literally have gigs that are booked out. I'm so excited for the women who are doing speaking gigs. I am part of a secret bureau where I get speaking gigs. I actually share that to my thought leaders so that they can apply for these opportunities. It's really, really special. And we have one of our thought leaders who literally got one of those speaking gigs at a top conference, a top mental health and substance abuse conference. I'm so freaking excited for her. We probably had like 4 or 5 gigs booked through the Thought Leader Mastermind, and I'm just like wowed because a lot of these women weren't speaking. They were maybe doing Zoom or, you know, going live on Instagram, but not actually in the real world, which just takes your leadership up to the next level. I give you the process of how I wrote my book and how to get done a book proposal and how to get an agent and how to get traditionally published, or how to write a book that's going to be maybe self-published, but then really sells your business so that it is a lead generation tool for you. And I'm so excited to share that we have a book proposal finished. We are so close to getting her an agent and getting her a book deal. This is like where you take your work beyond something you just do with 3 people or 5 people or something, and you spread it to the masses. You are able to share a book that thousands upon thousands of people will read. And to me, that just gives me goosebumps. You know, writing my book and publishing my book is one of the most special things that I've ever done in my career, and honestly in my personal life as well. I have always wanted to be a writer and an author when I was a little girl, and I just want to make that dream happen for so many more people and demystify it, and then actually give you a practical roadmap to follow. I bear all my secrets about how I did it, how you can do it, how to get publisher ready, how to get noticed, how to have a standing book proposal that is actually going to get you a healthy book deal. And so that has been such an incredible win, but it just goes beyond the stages and the books. You know, we really talk about standing out in the industry and how you can make your offers irresistible. And a lot of that is doing in-person experiences. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm so excited for the Thought Leader Mastermind is we're actually meeting in Paris to mastermind and then sightsee the city and get dinner together and like, you know, to do brand shoots together. Like, it's just going to be such an experience. And basically, when I first had the idea for this program, I created what I wish I had. I love in-person experiences so much. Like, you will walk away with your identity completely changed. But sadly, most brands and most coaches don't do them. You know, obviously there's a lot of logistics involved, and especially after the pandemic, you know, people kind of got away with not doing stuff like that, and then they just never went back. And it's really actually hard to find, you know, any kind of program that actually has an in-person experience, because it takes a whole another level of a leader to be able to run and manage something like that. And if they do, it's like a little short thing, like a little half day, something here or there, but I'm not about that. Like, in-person experiences are so life-changing. That's why we have a 3-day in-person retreat in our certification. That is why we meet in Southern California and embody that next level coach that you're going to be. And that is why the Thought Leader also comes with an in-person immersion experience. And of course, what better city could I have picked than my favorite city in the whole world, Paris? I studied abroad in Paris. There's such a romanticism to Paris for me. It is just one of my favorite places. I love that like big city feel. I like Tokyo, I like New York, but Paris is so magical. It's so historical, it's so romantic. The culture, the French food, like there's just something to it. And so we are meeting together at the time of this recording. I'm flying this week. We're meeting together on Saturday for our full day mastermind. We're going to be in this really chic loft in, you know, one of those gorgeous apartment buildings in Paris. We're then going to go out to like a fancy French dinner. We're going to have a photographer with us shooting everything. And then the next day we're going to sightsee all around Paris together, which I'm so excited for. And what's so special about this is when you think about it, the elevation it takes for the women and the men who join this program to elevate themselves into what a thought leader is. not just by, writing the book proposal or getting the speaking gigs or getting more clients or doing these mega launches, but also like just flying to Paris, what that says to your nervous system about how meaningful and important your business is. And how when you're the type of person who takes these opportunities, you are already self-selecting yourself out of hundreds of people who will stay in their comfort zone and just keep doing things online and telling themselves they have to post more, and like nothing really happens in their businesses because they're not taking these massive opportunities. Like the kind of woman who flies to Paris for her business is someone very, very special. And you already say to your nervous system, I'm a big deal. This is a big deal. We have this incredible brand photographer that's coming in to take photos of everyone. That's a big deal to do that in such a gorgeous place like Paris. Like, I'm just couldn't be more excited. By the way, if you're like pretty frothing at your teeth right now and you really want to join this program, we do have our next round starting in August. I don't know if I've opened doors yet at this point. It's kind of like a secret thing because we, really bring in people that I've worked with usually before. So, if you're an alumni of my programs, we will share out the offer with you. If you really want to join and you've never worked with me before, you're going to have to apply to make sure that it's a good fit. We are already 2/3 full. We start in August in the next round. It is a 6-month mastermind to become a thought leader in your field. The trainings are magical. Like, this is where I've really taken everything that differentiated me within the space to make me a thought leader, to get my book published, to get the clients, to get the, over 7-figure business. And I put it into this magic and into this wizardry of what we teach in there, and then we implement it together. The hot seat coaching, like, you get such attention. There is a cap to the program, so we do not have more than over a dozen-ish people because I want to be able to have my eyes on your business. I want to be able to, really give you the attention, the hot seat coaching of what it needs. But this round is so special because while we might not be going to Paris, we are going to another completely cosmopolitan city that I absolutely love as well, Los Angeles, my backyard, and we get you on stage filming your keynote speech. Like, professionally edited quality of you speaking your keynote speech in LA in a beautiful stage for you to take home. And then obviously we'll sightsee in LA, we'll go to dinner in LA, like it's gonna be a total vibe, a total weekend. Now here's the thing, you might be thinking to yourself, Carolina, that sounds amazing, but I don't have a speech, I don't have a keynote, I've never done this before. That's okay. Because in the Thought Leader Mastermind, we actually help you prepare a keynote speech. That is part of what you're gonna be doing. And it is such a great opportunity, whether you see yourself speaking on stages, you see yourself speaking on more podcasts, you want to use this as leverage to get to more speaking opportunities and leverage to get on podcasts and leverage also to get more clients. Because when clients see you speaking as a leader on a stage, you're already showing off this side of you of like, hey, I'm not just a baby coach. I'm not just trying to impress people with these videos I do online. I actually am a thought leader in the real world, right? And I think there's like a difference on how people react to you, and the income and the impact comes from that. And that is something that I did ever since my start of my career. I did my first event like in my first year or so in business, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I was probably like a geek at it, and I was probably, not wearing the right outfit, and I probably didn't sell my offers really well or anything like that, but I started showing up like that anyways and doing things in the real world, which I really, really highly recommend. Whether it's you speaking on stages, whether it is you doing in-person experiences yourself, we do teach that in the Thought Leader Mastermind too. I'm so excited to share that we have so many in-person experiences as a result of this. We have someone who's leading a retreat in Bali as we speak. We have another client, this is so special to me. To maximize her time in Paris, she actually invited one of her clients for a VIP weekend in Dijon, France. So not only does she get to fly to Paris to have this incredible Thought Leader Mastermind together with our group, she then gets to step into her own leadership role, get paid to be there, and have the beautiful, most juicy cultural experience crafted for her client in Dijon, France. Like, this is just big deal. This is what I'm talking about, what it means to be a thought leader. You don't just let these opportunities like go by your wayside. You actually step into a role of leadership and say, I'm going to do the scary thing I've never done before. I'm going to navigate a different country and lead a beautiful experience for one of my clients. And that is just going to magnetize more clients to you who actually want these kind of experiences. Because while I love online transformation, while I do all the online masterminds and the Zoom rooms, and obviously that is how we have to connect in this world, nothing beats in person. Nothing beats in person by the way your identity changes, how cellular it is, just how good you feel afterwards, how on fire you are after that. And also, if you are listening to this as an entrepreneur or as a coach yourself, nothing also prepares you for a bigger role in leadership than doing your own in-person experiences. Whether I'm talking about retreats, whether it's VIP days, whether it's events, whether it's seminars, anything that you have that in-person experience in your programs or on the side of your programs as an a la carte offering will grow your leadership so much. And when people see you as that leader, they see that you're doing these in-person experiences, it already elevates you and makes you stand out so much compared to all the other noise online, because this is still very rare. I know people do it, but it's still completely very rare. Like, I don't know what the exact percentage is, obviously, but I'm going to guess only like 5, maybe even 1% of online coaches and creators actually do in-person experiences like this, formalized in-person experiences. And I think it just really elevates you, because not only does it elevate you to, be so bold to do these kinds of things, it also is a whole level of leadership that you do on the ground, to manage the logistics, to manage different personalities, to be able to create life-changing experiences that are special and make people feel heard and seen and understood. It is an art. And this is the art that we teach in the Thought Leader Mastermind. So in addition to all of those I've mentioned, we have another client who is leading her first retreat in South Africa. Like, who doesn't want to go to South Africa? Not all by yourself, because that can be kind of scary, but let's go on a actual retreat, a business mastermind, and learn how to grow our businesses. And I'm so excited to share that I'm going to be co-hosting and leading sessions there as well. When she invited me to come to South Africa, I had to look at my calendar for a second, but then it was a no-brainer. Obviously, this is what I live for. This is what I do. I'm done just staying at home, doing everything online behind a screen, working with an algorithm, hoping and praying something takes off. I want to do big things in the real world. I want to meet people. I want to make an impact. I want to feel heard and understood and seen, and I want to create those experiences for other people. This is the kind of stuff I wish I had when I was starting, and the few opportunities I was able to find, I jumped at them. And in fact, if you're ever wondering to yourself, like, oh, should I do this in-person conference or, experience or something like that? Most entrepreneurs actually lose a little bit of money on in-person experiences. Some really smart ones do make enough money and they're able to cover it all. But the thing is that you're getting so much value. You're getting, sometimes your lodging is covered, the actual experience itself, the food is covered, all of the time with the coach or the mentor, all of their teaching, all of their training. Usually they would package that up into like a 10K, 20K, even a 50K mastermind, but you're getting it for like $500, $1,000 at most. Depends on what experience you're looking at. Like, these things are not breaking the bank. And if you don't have like an in-person experience, conference, something on your calendar this year, now is the time. If you're a business owner, obviously look for the ones that are geared to business owners. But if you're just like in it for the personal development, you want to grow in your alcohol-free lifestyle, you really want to become a different, better version of you, a more evolved version of you, you're ready to heal, you're ready to grow past limiting beliefs and patterns, go to the personal development ones as well. Like, I'm so on fire about this, and it's why it's so important to me that we put this in Thought Leader Mastermind. I don't think I do a single program now that doesn't have an in-person experience at that higher level, right? Because it's just so meaningful and so impactful. I've walked home so changed after these kind of events and experiences I've done. And guess what? I usually don't know anyone when I go. I almost always go alone. Like, to me, that's part of the fun, is that you don't know what you're walking into and you don't know anybody and you're going to be nervous and you're going to be uncomfortable and it's like a total new thing and you're getting on a plane. But getting on your plane for either your personal development or your business does something really remarkable for your nervous system. It tells it that you're worth it. It tells it that you're special, that you're worth it, that you deserve this. And you never know what other opportunities are lying on that other side of getting on that plane, getting out of your house, shutting down the computer, and going, right? And that's what I just love about the experiences that I've had the blessing to go to. Like, last year I was in Brazil. I just was in Orlando for a speaking opportunity and experience. I do my own. We always in the certification program and the 5X certification. By the way, the next cohort starts in fall. If you are interested, get on the wait list. We do a 3-day retreat usually in Palm Springs, though I'm playing around with some other locations in Southern California right now, I'm not gonna lie. And it is just magical. Like, we dress up and have a come as you'll be party where we talk in character all night as the future version of you who is already mega successful and has everything that you'd ever want in your dream life. We talk about how to embody the most successful and impactful coach you can be, how to really build in resilience and consistency. And comes at a critical time because, my coaches just graduate at that moment with their 5X certifications, and that's when we get to go on the retreat together. I cannot wait for this round. This round is in the end of August, like Labor Day weekend, and it is just one of my favorite experiences a year. Be sure you get on that wait list for the fall one, because then the next retreat will be in the spring. The Thought Leader Mastermind, our next one's in LA. Be sure to get on the wait list for that as well. We literally have like 3 spots left. I don't know what happened. I haven't even really launched it yet. People just private inquiring about it. I had some other clients that just wanted to re-sign and rejoin. It's literally almost full. So if this is the kind of experience that you're looking for to really grow your business, magnetize, step into that thought leader identity, because when you step into the thought leader identity, your business and marketing becomes so much easier. And guess what? The Pope isn't going to come around with holy water to bless you or anoint you a thought leader. You have to start acting like one now. I teach you what that means and what that looks like through the marketing, through the embodiment in the program, and you get a lot of time with me for hot seat coaching and hands-on business advice and personal advice as you're growing and embodying the leader that you're meant to be. We have so many other wins in the program. Like, one of the women who joined just started her business last April, and she was literally selling sessions for like $30 a session, which is great when you're a beginner. You got to do what you got to do when you first start. She's now making 20K months on repeat. 20K months, literally becoming the leader in her field, disrupting the industry, like really speaking about things in a completely different way, having a completely different method of healing wounds and inner child and the inner critic, and truly embodying your most successful, magnetic, audacious self. I'm so excited for her. We had another woman who joined who also was probably in business for a year or two, but wasn't really clicking until November, and then has been now taking off online. Like, her offers are so hot. She's selling out everything and just being so irresistible in the offer that she does, and just really making her marketing a spectacle. So I love the principles that we're teaching in this program. This is where my art and wizardry really comes through. I really do believe that you need some foundations as well. So in my certification program, we cover all the foundations that it took me to get to 6 figures. And it's very strategic. It's very much laid out for you. Like, this is how to become a powerhouse on social media. This is how to get on podcasts. This is how to grow your email list, all that kind of stuff. But it's like we take those foundations and we move into the artistry in the Thought Leader Mastermind. We really create and express your inner wizard so that people are magnetized to you. Okay, enough about Thought Leader. Get on the wait list if you're interested in any of these programs. I hope to see you in LA if you're getting you on stage to film your, speech, your keynote speech. I wanted to tell you more about my summer, and after Paris, it just continues into just the juiciest experience ever. And I work really hard. I have a very big business. I, have a lot of things going on, a lot of initiatives, a lot of projects. And my summer in Europe is like that space for me to just breathe and float and get so rejuvenated for the year. I am obsessed with having really deep periods of deep rest so that I can fuel my deep work. And that is what my summer in Europe is going to look like. We're going to be in Rome. We're going to be on the Amalfi Coast, like Positano. We're going to be in Puglia. I love the Mediterranean so much. I live by the Pacific. I am such a diehard swimmer in the sense of recreational swimming. I like to swim like the frog and just chill in the water. I don't wear a cap and do a bazillion laps. But there's something about it that makes me feel like a saltwater goddess. My hair looks better, my skin is radiant, and the Pacific Ocean has really big waves. It's also really cold, so when I go in, I feel like a badass. But there's nothing like the Mediterranean with the crystal clear water, the calm water, it's such a vibe. I love the food. So we're going to be in the Mediterranean, both in the Amalfi and Puglia. Then we're going to hop over to Slovenia. I've never been to Slovenia before. My mom raves about it all the time. She's wants to retire there, I think. So we're going to check out both the Adriatic coast in Slovenia and then also the mountains. They have the Alps there as well. I think almost every summer we've done a little bit of the water and then a little bit of the Alps. so that we can just round out with some ocean and some mountains. I think two are both really, really healing and rejuvenating. And then we're going to finish up in Poland, where all of my family lives. So other than my mother and father and one aunt, all of my family, like all of my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, everybody I'm related to lives in Warsaw, Poland, basically. So I'm going to go there. I love to be there. It's such a hip city to live in. It's really easy to live in. The food is some of the best food I've ever had. Even if you're not like necessarily into Polish food, you have to try it before you knock it. But the produce, like the quality of the food I found is even higher than someplace like France. Like the berries, the cheese, the meats, the fish, just like the quality of the produce that you're tasting and the fresh foods that you're tasting is really, really high in Poland. It's like a direct farm to table like kind of ratio, you know what I mean? Even in Spain, I noticed that a lot of tomatoes are being grown now with those like greenhouse like buildings and gases and all that kind of stuff, and they don't just taste the way they're supposed to taste. They taste almost like American tomatoes. That's not the case in Poland. Poland is like a fresh food mecca. So I love to just live there, you know, like I just enjoy the act of getting groceries and working and, you know, being in a city that has incredible transportation and bike routes everywhere and free bikes that you can, you know, rent and stuff like that. Well, not free, but you know what I mean? Low cost bikes that you can rent and stuff. And it's just a place to me. And I love exploring the nooks and crannies, like the different museums that pop up, they have a lot of food halls from these like old school like factories that were pre-war, even some of the only things that survived the war. And then we're going to close out in another city in the mountains in Poland called Karpacz. We're going to be there for like a little detox. My mom is like raving about it. She really wanted us to go. So we're going to just have this like nice gentle time in the mountains in Poland. And then we come home, and then I'll be home for my birthday and a lot of Pacific Ocean swimming when the water gets warmer here. And then we get to do our certification retreat in Palm Springs. So it's a really busy summer for me. Then we have a lot going on in September and October. I'm going to be speaking like everywhere. I'm going to be flying a lot. I'll tell you all about it later, but that's kind of just an update of what I'm looking forward to. I think traveling is such a beautiful thing to do in this time of year, whether you're going to Europe yourself, you're going to the mountains, you're going to the beach somewhere, or even going on camping trips or day trips. Like this is the season to explore. The sun is out longer, the produce, the berries, the, you know, nectarines, the watermelon, the cherries, like all of that. I could just even imagine driving around Oregon right now and getting like fresh cherry pie and stuff like that. So it's like the senses are really being met in the summertime. And it's just one of my favorite seasons. I'm a summer baby. I'm a Leo. I love this time of year. I hope you have a gorgeous summer as well and just really relishing all these sensory experiences. But I also hope that this podcast really kind of got you to think bigger about making bigger moves well before you're ready. Because there's a saying I like to say around here is that leaders go first, and that you will always not feel ready. You will always not feel comfortable. You will always feel like there's another level you have to reach before you can do this or this or this or this. And I say bullshit to all of that. Start doing the things that scare you today. Start acting like a thought leader today. Start doing in-person experiences today. Host an event in your city. You know, do something like a retreat. Do something wild. And watch as you catapult into the next level leader that you were meant to be. So I hope you have a glorious, juicy, alcohol-free summer. Things are popping in the club as well. This is where deep rest meets deep work, fiery missions meets nourishing the alcohol-free body, mind, and soul. We're in our June Wellness Challenge. Doors have closed for the club, so be sure to get on the wait list if you want to get in the next intake. The price will be a little higher, so you kind of missed it, but I'm so excited for the women that are in right now. We are having such an incredible time just doing life together as successful women who don't drink and the women who are becoming them. All my courses are included in the club, so it is really just a juicy experience to, you know, get coached, to do the bar classes, to have the trainings with me, to do the wellness challenges together, and to actually lose your desire to drink and then get on fire in the purpose that you came to this planet to unleash. So go check out all the links in the show notes if any of those things are calling to you, interesting to you. Have a glorious summer. We have some incredible guest episodes coming up next for the podcast. Some really big people that I've been so excited to have on this show are coming up next. I can't wait. We'll see you next week.